I would like to go over some of the updates that we have. Yet, there are gonna be like some few changes that I would like to discuss. Also, for listen to some of your advice, see what you think about it. Um, and hey, Acid Laser, welcome. And yeah, it's just I just have this intention of talking about this and just now that the proposals are starting to pass, which is going to be like our first agenda topic. Yeah, it's just pretty much like getting a general temperature check on how are we doing and how we can adapt to everything that's happening. Because I also feel that the TEAM.s has prepared for something, and circumstances are inviting us to explore in other places and areas. So let's see how that goes. And well, yeah, those are my intentions for the call. Distractions. I don't have any distractions. I'm just like very like post Taoist Mexico City. So on the contrary, I'm very like flat and focused because there's nothing to do anymore. What's been in my playlist this week? Bunch of Deftones did the job over this weekend. Like I survived because of Deftones. So thank you, Chino Moreno, wherever you are. Hey, Clips in Binary, welcome. Okay, intentions, distractions. What's been in your weekly playlist? I'll pass it to Acid Laser.
Thank you, Chuy. Hello, everyone. So, my intentions are just to see what's up, see what's going on with the proposals, and sing with you guys. And in my music playlist, I think I have been listening a lot to Kid Cudi these past days. So, so that's it, and I will pass it to Juanca.
Hello. Yeah, my intention is to sing with you guys. Um, my distraction, but also some cool update is that I am in the uh, ETH Colombia house in Bogota, and all of you will be invited here if you come to DEFCON. And yeah, my intention also is to share some of the things we have been working in Gravity. And in my playlist, I was just listening to Breaking the Habit from Linkin Park. And I'll pass to Manu. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Juanca. Um, yeah, for me, it was an incredible experience. So happy to be back. I don't want to break. I want to keep going, just use the inertia to do more work. And yeah, so in that vein, my intention is to see how I can contribute to um, yeah, to the tasks this week. And distraction, yeah, I mean, I still have to post the working group weekly updates, um, and some other things that I'm seeing over here, but I might just halt that so I can pay attention and see how I can contribute. And music, music. Probably almonds reggaeton from the party. Yeah, yeah, and Chuy has some pretty good music too. I shazamed it, so yeah, that's it. And I will pass it to. Um, what about you, Eclipsing Binary? What are your intentions, distractions for the call, and the music you've been hearing, if that's the case?
Hello, everybody. I am new to tech, trying to find my place, see where I can join. I'm a music maker, and very interested in what's going on here. So my intention is to just listen in, see how this group works, and what you guys are working on. See if this is a place for me. In my playlist, I guess, some of my own music because I have to listen to it to make it. But I guess lately I listened to a lot of Thank You Scientist, which is like jazz punk rock type of fusion band. Y un saludo a East Colombia. I'll pass it on to, I don't know who hasn't gone. Acid, I guess. Acid Lazar.
No,
I think Mario Rosso is the only one left. Yeah.
Mario. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Eclipse in Binary, and welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Again, welcome. Nice music maker. Well, my intentions, see what's going on with the other teams, see what we are gonna say about animation and video production team too. Distractions, no distractions for today. And in my playlist, well, I'm not sure. Let me check really quick. I'll say Don't Sweat the Technique from Eric B and Karim. And I'm back to you, Chuy.
Thank you, Mario. Okay, let's start with going through our agenda topics. First of all, proposals check in, and it looks like we have a surprise. Yay! The T Academy team is ready, and it's available for execution. So, yeah. Thanks everyone for being here. Let's execute this thing.
Where's the confetti?
Where's the confetti? Oh wait, the thing has like Gardens has confetti built in, right?
Yeah, it's Gardens.
Yes. Okay.
Hopefully, somewhere in this process.
It will be funny if we get bugged.
Oh my God! Don't joke with that stuff. What's wrong? This is supposed to be like an epic moment. Oh, there we go. Yes, yes. Woo! We got the money. Okay, perfect. Yeah, thanks everybody for this. Yeah, let's see how that goes in the next month for the T Academy team, and I'll also be working in posting the next proposal. So yeah, let's stay in this meeting for discussing which one will be the next. But that takes me to actually the next agenda topic that we discussed yesterday during the sync, and also these past days. I've been talking to Griff, just like throwing some ideas around, and just trying to like get an idea of where we are right now in the TEC comms, and also how can we better adapt the teams to their purpose. So we were seeing that the animation video production team actually has like some challenges. Talking a little bit about a few of these, and I mean, probably Acid Laser and Mario can also jump in with some feedback and opinions around this. But we were wondering, like, right now the purpose of the animation team is mostly educational content, right? And this educational content is also like spinning around mostly around the tools that the TEC builds. And right now we're like at a stage where we really don't have like a clear idea of where all of this is going, right? So the reward system, of course, is huge, and it's always great to like see it grow, see it evolve. But we were wondering, like, how can we adapt? Like, how can we make this supporting material useful, right? So in a way, let's say that documentation is barely getting there, right? So documentation is getting worked on, and we're still finding better ways to explain how our tools work for the community. So what if there are changes, right? Like, what if the reward system all of a sudden decides that maybe like this little bar with like the rating for each for quantifying each praise, maybe it's not the best way. Maybe regarding user interface, it wasn't really working, and then we change it like to a dial, and then we have a lot of like animation and just work done around like the small bar, right? So this is like a stupid example, of course, but I also feel that it's very valid in that it brings us back to questioning, like, is this the best moment for for creating this kind of content and for generating it? So even though that we feel that, of course, it has a clear purpose, we want to give some room to the different projects around TEC. So this is why we made the decision of maybe opening up this team a little bit, and instead of funding it as a team, fund it as a unit with isolated projects. So right now we're going to have a change. We're going to make a change in our animation and video production team, and we're going to keep it with the retroactive bonuses, of course, because there has been a lot of work done in like developing the workflows and all of this stuff. We are adding Mario to this retroactive bonuses because he has put a lot of great work in just all of the audio part and prepping us for this. And we are gonna be funding the reward system tutorial as a standalone project. So instead of asking for funding for the next 5 months, we want to give some room to the tool sets that the TEC is building, and we just like want to have it breathing. And instead, and in the meantime, we're gonna work in different ways to further develop the animation. Let's call it like unit, because it wouldn't be like a team anymore yet. So we're trying to diversify our functions. This way we can attend more clients and not having like all of this talent dedicated just for the TEC, when the purpose is still like, like floating around and we're still learning from the processes. So we were thinking of ways of, like opening this up. So this is what we came up with. We had a great call yesterday. I personally thought it was very motivating to see like that the team is going to be diversifying in other areas instead of just focusing on the TEC. But maybe it would be better if actually you hear the impression like directly from them, from Acid Laser and Mario Rosso. Mario actually had some concerns that I thought were very, very valid. So maybe we can open this up and talk a little bit about it, because I also feel that like the most feedback that we have around this is just gonna help us better, like prepare how we're gonna present this proposal and changes to the community. So maybe I'll pass it to Acid Laser and he can throw a few comments around that, and then Mario, and after that, Juanca, Manu, Eclipse, and Binary. I would love to listen to some of your feedback and what you think about it, or if you have any questions. So Acid Laser, you got the stage.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we had a great talk yesterday about talking about this, and I think it gets, with this new idea, it gets really more clear about what's going on with the team. Also, this can help that proposals pass more quickly, and also today I have a call with One High TV, and it will be a very cool idea if this is a kind of unit, be more in touch with One High TV and help with their projects. They are making their branding and starting to work with another DAOs. So it might be a cool idea, work with them and work with another DAOs in another projects, not only on TC. Great things are going to come with this. I don't know who want to say something.
I'm sorry, did you pass it to Mario or to me?
To everyone who want to give some feedback. I don't know,
Mario,
Mario.
would you like to make some comments about this
Yeah.
discussion yesterday?
Yes. Well, as I said yesterday, my first impression was okay. There won't be a salary for in that matter of speaking, but there is a lot of things great about this change. Um, One, it feels more real actually than the last proposal. Um, and the second one, I just thought about it. Um, we don't have any barrier or some wall to include someone else if we want it. For example, if we have three projects running at the same time, uh, clearly we won't be able to do everything if we have running against the time. So working inside of TC, we won't be able to do that to include more people. For example, Eclipsing Binary is a music maker, for example, is perfect example. But in this case, we will be able to do actually whatever we want. So I think it's a good thing.
Just adding something quickly in there. Um, I also felt that that was a very like valid point. It's just like, let's say that we get this unit like some gigs and start working and getting involved in supporting One Hive TV. I'm 100% like in for this, but I do like right, like there are all of these things and like in all of these factors, right? Mario was touching a key one, which is income. Like how can we like keep the ball rolling? I think it is a very very valid concern, especially if people are active contributors. Um, they like really shouldn't be like bouncing around. Uh, so I do feel like a commitment to kind of like kickstart this whole thing, right? So as a steward, you have my commitment to like trying to get the ball rolling also for the whole unit, the animation team. But just like from the looks of it, just like the need that there is for content creators and different creatives here is huge. And I do agree with you, Mario. Like Eclipse and Binary here is also like a musician, so we don't want like the idea of token engineering or like different like concepts that might fall under something more technical to be very like apart from this idea of creatives getting integrated to these processes. I agree 100% with you, and I do feel that these first months maybe one of the key goals that we could have is developing a demo reel, kind of like what you have already, which is awesome. Like I don't know if we should really like make it like public, and like I also sent it to T-Wells yesterday. So I feel that the experience that this team has in animation is awesome and it's incredible. So what if we focus the first like 2 to 3 months of work to putting together a reel that but it, just like for this production unit, right? So it's like these are our Web3 clients. And eventually, what I would really like to do, and I think I talked about this yesterday, I also have a lot of faith in like Gnosis chain as an ecosystem itself. And what I would love to try is to approach the Gnosis Innovation DAO and eventually ask them for funding. There has been a very like clear objective around creating content, educational content for the T Academy. I feel that's a little bit still like far away from us, especially because of the ambition of it. Um, just thinking about providing animations for the T Academy is just like wow! It sounds like a very huge milestone, And it's definitely something that I don't think that the unit as we currently know it is going to be able to provide. We need to hire more people, more animators, more musicians, more sound engineers. We need like these resources. And I do feel that the Gnosis Innovation DAO is lacking projects around education. So far, it's like, yeah, let's sponsor this event, or yeah, let's get some liquidity so that we can provide liquidity for projects and that we can have more value in the chain. So I like them, and I respect these proposals, but I also feel that the Gnosis Innovation DAO as it is, and just like the whole Gnosis chain ecosystem, is missing out on a lot of educational opportunities, and that we're such a very like entry-level friendly ecosystem. So speaking about education, we cannot leave that behind, right? And let's just assume that we request, let's say, like 100K, so that we can work for like 3 to 6 months on a whole animated course, right? So this is definitely like a full-time project. It's definitely something that we need to hire more people for it. So my idea right now at the moment is, let's prepare for that. Let's develop a rough roadmap. I feel that's where we should aim, because the resources are there, and also the needs are there. But everything that is in between is like just fertile ground. It's like new territory for everyone. Like, how do we decentralize an animation production team, right? How do we take decisions horizontally? How do we reflect our culture into this process? So it is a concern that I think that we shouldn't remove our attention from. And but I definitely feel that there is a clearer roadmap if we take this decision instead of just like fully dedicating to the TEC and to constantly evolving tools. So yeah, I see that you want to say something, Mario, so I'll just shut up.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I had some thoughts. It feels at the beginning, sorry, that kind of a innovative freelance thing on the Web3 world. So I like that, but at the same time, I'm thinking, so what's the difference between us and whatever other people that says, I want to provide this service to, I don't know, to whatever project is in Web3. It's the same. Just to keep in mind, it's not something that we have to talk about right now.
So your concern is kind of like,
Yeah,
like that the freelancing idea and the freelancing approach is like too unpredictable in that way.
Yeah, I think we won't have for now a differential point with any other that wants to provide this service to another project. That's what I thought. Yeah, that is what I thought.
Okay, that's actually very interesting. Um, Maybe we should work just like maybe like brainstorming during the next sync. Just like, I do feel that at a cultural level, there are things that work differently with this unit. I don't think it's like a regular like raid guild like unit that gets assigned to a project. I do feel that the sensitivity and just like the nurturing side of what this unit has can be also like its biggest strength. So like, let's say, like integration with One Hype TV, right? And in the community around One Hype TV, I feel that by far we are like the best option to like start supporting some animation and supporting some sound design inside One Hype TV. But this is just like an impression. Of course, I totally agree on talking and thinking about how we can like take these things like down to the ground at a practical level. Manu, do you want to share your opinion on this?
Yeah, I had I had an idea from talking with Manuel Macó from Bankless, which we're on a weekly basis. We're seeing how we can collaborate with one another because there's a lot of common ground between what they're. I mean, they're a media DAO basically. So,
Sorry. By the way, if we could have that sync on Thursday or Friday, like that, now is the right moment.
yeah, sure. I just had one with him yesterday, and he'd be happy to have another one later on this week. But he mentioned something really interesting that I'd like to emulate. He said that they are building, they're working on, uh, what was it? Yeah, a multimodal book, so to speak, right? So an intro to Polygon book, but it uses a multimodal approach. So yeah, a little bit of text, and then it redirects you to a Twitter thread, and then there's also an animation video somewhere, and then there's a pull-up. Like I thought that was just so refreshing because people learn differently, and yeah, like for one, I want to apply that, for example, for the concealing cybery, because so far it's like only articles, right? And we really want to put some short videos there and maybe link that to some other thing. But for comms, I thought, well, we already have the teams. Why don't we maybe create something that can mesh them together and be like, okay, Twitter planning is going to do a Twitter thread of the content that T Academy is campaigning to outreach because it's going to be on the course, and then animation video production can support that with a small video under 2 minutes, and then that can be under several languages, and I can do the I can spread that around through the whole HubSpot marketing thing. I think that could be interesting, sort of like a task that combines all of us together. And then I believe it actually touches on what Mario said, that okay, what distinguishes us from the other? Well, it's the fact that we have 5 arms. We're an octopus. We're like Spectre, but for good. Like the Bond, the
I like it.
Bond
I like
villain.
it.
Yeah. But honestly, like just by the fact that we are in the TC, like that would get people persuaded. But that's sort of like cheating, right? It's using the authority bias to allow us to get more tasks done for our contributors, to get more value in the sphere, etc. But we do need to have a structure in place so that once they agree to work with us as a service DAO, once we are going to do something for them, the deliverables are set, expectations, whatever, we actually can complete it and under promise and over deliver, so to speak. So I do think, Mario, it's your what you brought up is something worth considering, and I think yeah, what I said about sort of like thinking about this in a multimodal context would be interesting, and I'd be interested to see what you guys think about that.
Juanca or Eclipsing Binary, do you have an opinion on the matter? It's just like, yeah, before I jump in, because I already talked too much and I'm really interested in just like listening to the most opinions possible.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Juanca. I'll speak after.
Yeah, I was thinking um, something we have been speaking lately, that is talking about agency and the code switches that we must have, because we come from very traditional environments where and organizations where we wait for someone's approval to do something, and where we feel shy to take agency of something, or doing something just because you were able to do that. And I think that we still need to talk more about this agency, because this DAO and the DAOs in general work as duocracies. So um, when people do something and they create the value, when then it can be like rewarded retroactively. So what I think is that not having a reward is not um, a reason for not doing the work, because if we create the value, eventually the rewards will come. So I understand that these concerns around receiving funding are important, but I don't think that they should be restrained or start doing the work that we want to do. Like for example, in Gravity, we haven't passed our proposal. I thought we were passing, but now we are still missing 20K of support, and we're still always having our practice groups, coordination calls, and now we will start the book club also. Always continuing to have the conflict management available for the community. So yeah, I think that for some of these groups, what they lack for to receive more support from the community is to be more visible. Like it's not like okay, we will receive support and then we will do something. First, it's always good to build like an MVP so that you can present why the value you or your group is building is so important for the community. And this is not waiting for someone to say like, okay, let's do it. It's just like you yourself in your group taking agency and saying, okay, let's do this. And then once we have something to present, let's present, and that's why the community will support us. So yeah, I also have been thinking a lot of in this dilemma about the chicken and the egg, and like when should we start contributing. But like we are building value, we're creating value, and then the rewards come for the value we created, and it's different than uh, um, being rewarded for creating some value. So yeah, it's just some change of mindset that sometimes we tend to not make in these environments. And yeah, it gives some uncertainty, and it's not like a salary, and it's more like a contribution based reward, and impact based reward. That's just what I think.
Uh, Eclipse in Binary, would you like to add something?
Yes. I think very similarly to Juanca. Um, like not, I don't like the idea of waiting. I don't like that idea. I also like the idea of being more permissionless, where you can just do the thing. I bring it forward. If people like it, it gets rewarded. If people don't, then it gets dismissed. But I still am able to create something towards something that I believe in, and towards communicating something in favor of the project. Bring in a personal way, type of music that I make usually has people speaking over it. And if I were to wait for their permission, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I just do it, and then they notice it, and then they talk to me. um, so I kind of want to do something similar here, where I can make my music and art freely. It also will be open and free, so that people can remix it and do with it whatever they want in favor of the project. But having that freedom to just act instead of having to wait for funds to be relieved for something or whatever, while in the meantime I have this idea that I just want to run and it's burning inside trying to get out. I kind of prefer that approach, where you can be more permissionless and just work towards something if you think that you can contribute. Anyway, thanks.
Yes, Eclipse Binary. Thanks for that. I also echo both of you, Juanca and the Eclipse Binary, on this chicken and egg dilemma. It's like there is a lot of conditioning around creatives to not move forward unless there is like value to be recognized, right? It's just because that every time we express ourselves or make some work for someone, it's like like there is a clear history of like abuse and just like like people that take advantage of each other in this media. So sometimes we are naturally hesitant, especially if we've been in the creative industries for more than a year. I feel that makes you like self-protective of your ideas, and that is one of the very like cultural aspects that I'm also like very against. So I really love having this conversation and in discussing like how can we like get an opportunity to overcome these like internal like fears and insights. Like how can we get creatives together and just like get them like doing stuff and making proposals and just like throwing them out there and having the confidence that the community will find value for them. So this exactly was one of the concerns why we started changing the ideas around the animation team proposal. It's just we don't feel that the TEC is there yet, right? Like where we're gonna be putting out stuff and it's gonna be like, oh wow, this is great, because we don't have that clarity over our own like products and experiments, right? It's just like getting there. So this is 100% valid concern, and so yeah, it's just like I don't want to like sound like I'm repeating myself, but as a steward, I want to have like a very specific commitment to this particular team on finding ways and finding clients that can recognize this value right now. And when we're ready and when it works better and when the TEC works better and is able to also be under circumstances that will recognize the value that this team has to offer, I just feel it's going to be a much better moment. So yeah, I'm going to be working hard this week on renewing this animation funding proposal. Before publishing in the forum and sharing it with the community, I'll ping you to have like some feedback. And this is also what I think is like one of the key differences, right? Just we shouldn't really like underestimate the process that we're having around this and how the opinions matter and the concerns matter. So I really, really want to take like that extra like step with Mario. And seriously, Mario, thank you so much for expressing your concerns. I feel that these are super valid and that in the end is just gonna contribute to having a better proposal and like having a more solid community if we share some of these concerns. So please keep doing that. Like don't hesitate to it's just like, hey, like this like doesn't feel right, this feels a little bit wrong. I'm 100% in for that, and I'll support it, and I hope that the rest of the team can also be like supportive of this, because in the end, sometimes we can mix it up, and there have been like a lot of gravity sessions where this is tough, right? So pointing out that is we're so much better without knowing this, right? Like this idea and the responsibility of it waits. But in the end, we must believe that it's going to take us to a better place as a community, as a whole. Even though as individuals, it might be sometimes fatiguing to, like wrap our heads around these complicated ideas and just like these new ways of coordination. So thank you for that. It is very, very appreciated. I just realized that we have like 15 minutes left of the call, so I'll just try to move on. And it's mostly like updates. HubSpot team. Good thing that you're here, Manu. I feel that there are some things that I would really like to push the HubSpot team as the next proposal that we submit to the Garden. However, I feel that there are like some commitments that we still have to go over. We haven't been syncing weekly. There have been like some issues that I just would feel more confident if we submitted these proposals and funding proposals and requests. If we do have like some tools like basic communication between us. So this was a weird weekend. Also, like every time some real life events happen, like we always have like changes and like I don't know, like I've seen also like some people like after these trips are just like too tired for the days following this. Just like the ideas and the emotional shock sometimes. This is completely normal. So yeah, it's also something that I wanted to talk about. But at the same time, just like openly ask like where are we standing and how can we take some steps further. So how do you feel about this, Manu? Maybe should we maybe like change our sync times? Like what are some ideas that you have so that we can just give more presence and strength to the funding proposal for this team?
Yeah, sure. I'd say that for now, like for example, there was no sync yesterday, and I think overall, just myself as the lead for the hospital team, I've been underperforming. I think I've been studying and trying to get my head wrapped around the complexity of this whole thing, and I think I've progressed in that way. But moving forward, yeah, I mean, I'd like to get like a clear line of communication with like all the working groups, the leads. I mean, Juanca is here. I mean, two working group leads are here, but like having some like every week, sort of like having a system in place that is like, okay, for my working group, like these are the important things. So whenever you want to send a newsletter, this is like the top of the top of what I'd like to like. Just the most important thing that I feel our token holders would need to know from the working group that I'm stewarding. So so that I don't, so that it's not so reactive that, oh, you did something, oh, okay, let me put it up. So it's more proactive, like, okay, I'm doing this just so you know, or this is in the works, just so you know, to tell the. So yeah, and then like more people, if more people want to get involved, yeah, that would be. I mean, right now it's like Turgadas. Nate's been very busy with other things. He was the steward last week. So I guess do not take out a lot of the time that we have left. It's just yeah, I guess moving forward with the next newsletter and getting a system in place so that we can keep publishing those newsletters constantly and like to the clock, like every 2 weeks, like every like Monday comes bi-weekly, they'll know that they'll be receiving an email with news from the TC, so that kind of thing. And yeah, other than that, I don't have much else. I mean, it was a crazy week, but I would really, really, really like to, and I can. I think it's mostly done. I have the thing in the notes, but mostly done for me to set out a newsletter, and send that out to our token holders. So yeah, for me, that's I guess that's the gist of it.
Yeah, and also maybe talk about reprogramming our sync sometime like over the week. Like I don't know how Wednesdays sound. It's just that also on my side, I also feel that just having meetings and calls just like all Monday, and then the last one being HubSpot. Sometimes I'm just like too tired or distracted because
Yeah,
everything that has gone. And I do feel that like this team really is going to need that, especially because of the amount of resources that we're asking for. It's going to need like its own focus and its own attention, and at the same time it's also our least service DAO like structure. I mean, the main objective of the team is to like provide basic communications for the TEC itself, not really like outreaching in a direct way. It's mostly like in direct ways. So I do feel it needs its own attention, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna be pinging you and Durgaras and Nate, see what we can do around it, and yeah, see like how we can shape this and take some steps, because I would really like this to be the next funding request, and it's also gonna take a little bit more of time because it's our team that is requesting the most budget. So yeah, let's talk about structuring this a little bit more. I also added that we need some documentation updates, so maybe that is something that we can take care of these next weeks. And just sorry if I hadn't mentioned this earlier. For the rest of March, probably half of April, I'm just gonna be focused on the TEC. Like I'm backing off from like other projects and trying to like take some rest. It was a very, very intense start of the year. So yeah, I feel that it's also like a right moment to do a bunch of stuff that we've been wanting to do for many months now. Like like sitting down with a Git book, reviewing it, making some notes, renewing documentation. So if anyone would like to support with this, just like reach out to me, and I'm gonna be very, very like TC focused, and especially like stewarding the comms working group to like provide support, and hopefully this sync itself can be more integrated with team members, because I also feel that communications between teams can be very, very improved. So yeah, I just wanted to openly address this issue, and sorry if I have been absent for the past weeks with like the whole Taoist thing, and like having shorter calls and stuff like that.
I'd like to raise my hand and like help with the documentation for it's specifically for the comms part of the Git book, correct?
Hmm?
If I understand it, yeah, it's better. The other would get overwhelming. So yeah, I can help with the documentation for comms, and it would be I don't know what you guys thought about the idea of having a multimodal. It's basically you have to have it's the format is .ebook, so you have to have an Apple or Apple or Google app that you open the ebook and it lets you basically it's like a ebook, but it also loads GIFs, videos, images, so it's multimedia in that way. So um I'm not like I just want to try it. Like I'm not trying to push this idea. Like I just think it would be interesting for us to explore it and see how people react to it. I think I think content making is moving in that direction just by itself, and we would be keeping in with the zeitgeist, so to speak. But yeah, I can help with documentation updates.
Okay, maybe I'll try to do something like back when we had the content workshops, but a little bit more formalized. It's just like hacking sessions for documentation and just like having this document with like, okay, this is what needs updates. And, maybe like after I mean, those of us who are in the Americas, like after morning meetings, like maybe during the afternoon, we could just like get together, hack around documentation, play some music, just something that doesn't feel like as committed to the teams and, like as formal. So I feel that this would be like a good first step. So I'll try to put something together and maybe we can start tomorrow and during the afternoons. I think this could be a good idea. Let me just write it down in my notes for this week.
To go back to something you said, I do think that it would be better if changing the hotspot meeting to some other day. I mean,
yes,
all of them are on Mondays, or like 4 of them are Mondays, and then we have the comms on Tuesday. So I mean, Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, like the one where I guess I'm pre-available, but yeah, the ones that fit our current TEC calendar, and we can put it in there. And we can it makes them, it can keep being at the end, because I feel that what gets worked on the other teams, we can use it on HubSpot sometimes, directly or indirectly, and so it does make sense to have it at the end. It just doesn't have to be Monday; it can be Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm open to just discuss something that works for, I guess, at first, for the ones who are working on it. So you, Durgadas, Nate, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to move on to quickly give updates on the current status for teams. We had a last agenda topic as a general temperature check for comms, but I feel that it was just like a giant agenda topic, like that was all over this call. So I feel very, very happy, just like about having some feedback, just about some stuff, like that I in the past few weeks, like I couldn't give the concentration and just like the bandwidth for it. So just quickly before going these updates, I have 3 major notes that I'm gonna be following up this week. So these are gonna be my responsibility, and let me know if you have any questions around this or suggestions. But I do have 3, I guess, like KPIs for this week, which are renew the animation funding proposal with the ideas that we discussed, plan the documentation workshops for renewing all of this stuff that we have pending, and reprogram the HubSpot sync. And now that Acid Laser mentions it, I also feel that probably we still have to wrap our heads around HubSpot. Gravity proposal is passing. Translations proposal is passing. So probably what I do feel that it could be a good idea for the next proposal is the Twitter team, which is highly functional, highly present, but lately has been leaning a lot towards Acid Laser. So praise Acid Laser. You've been doing a fantastic job, man. Just like unbelievable. Like you've been handling the whole thing. And ever since Denver, you've been just like up to it. So congratulations for that. But this is also like a general reminder to everyone else that we can always like contribute to Twitter. And let's get together on Mondays, draft some tweets. As soon as the funding proposal passes, we're going to have like small bounties to recognize people that help us draft tweets. So this is a great next step that we can all take care. And yeah, also like take some stuff off of Acid Laser's plate, because he's just been working so hard these past few months. And so yeah, I also wanted to talk about this. Post, Twitter, planning team proposal. Yes. Thank you, Acid Laser, for raising this. And just, okay, quick updates. T Academy Sync. We had Patty in the Taoist to present with Anatech everything in Spanish. It was really, really interesting. We're going to be re-uploading some of the Taoist conferences, but like as separate videos instead of having like one big like 9-hour video. So yeah, if you want to follow up on that, I feel that is also going to be a great tool for communicating. So now that the proposal has passed, definitely we'll be syncing around KPIs, key performance indicators, just to have like a very close eye to the T Academy team sync. Twitter planning, we've been promoting a bunch of in real life events. So I think the Colombia event is this, the hackathon is this weekend. We're going to be pushing that to help from our side. Animation and video production, we talked a lot about animation and video production, but there is a script for a first draft for the tutorial. So that got us really excited. Join the Monday Sync if you're interested in contributing to this. Translations, we're standing by for the funding proposal, but still working on a bunch of translations. The work platform is working in updates also, so if you want to follow up the bounties around translations, you can always check the D-Work board. HubSpot marketing, we took a break for the Taoist Mexico City. We have to review our next newsletter and send out videos and presentations that happen in Denver. Now in did I stop sharing my screen? Damn it. That was accidental. So yeah, and we also have a bunch of Taoist Mexico City content now in Espanol as well. So we're going to be pushing that in the HubSpot team as well. And does anybody else have something that they would like to add? We're at the top of the hour, but yeah, just to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. Okay.
No,
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Oh, sorry, Mario. Did you say something?
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I don't want to leave something out because I really have to dedicate more time to the TEC and catch up with a bunch of stuff. So thanks, everybody, for helping me catch up with everything. Have all of the feedback that you gave. It is very valuable. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you during the week. Have a great day.
Hey guys.
Thank
Bye.
you, Chuy. Everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Chuy. Bye.
Buenos días.